We live in the era of women empowerment, where there are a lot of programs that encourage girls to strive for more, which is already huge progress. Talking about women's rights has become an ordinary conversation topic that I always loved to be a part of. It was during those conversations when I noticed an interesting and somewhat disturbing dynamic. People can talk about equality and women empowerment as long as it does not include the word feminism. I heard so many people saying, I support gender equality. But at the side note, they would always add, but I'm not a feminist. Feminism in post-Soviet countries became a swear word nobody wants to be associated with. I asked some women why they don't want to be called feminists, and was shocked to hear that they think feminism can drag them down rather than bring them to the top. Today I'm going to analyze 4 of the most important reasons why women don't want to be called feminists, and then explain why it is essential for us to do so anyway. Reason number 1. Women think they do not need feminism as they are already empowered enough. And on some level, it is true. We really see the whole generation of strong, courageous women becoming whoever they want, and I could not be more proud. But I think while we did change outside, we're still very vulnerable inside. Vulnerable to daily sexism, workplace discrimination, domestic violence, sexual abuse, and a lot of other gender-based violence that still happen to millions of women and girls around the world. Violence might have never happened to you, but sadly, as a woman, you will still face at least some sort of discrimination. Let's take a walk through the life of an average girl. We will start with the school years that are supposed to be the best in life. Well, not for everyone. According to End Violence Against Women statistics, nearly 1 in 3 16 to 18-year-old girls has experienced unwanted sexual touching in school. A huge 71% of girls said that they heard sexual calling such as slag or slut towards other girls in school at least 3 times a week. But even they face such circumstances, girls still put more effort into studies. As according to United Nations Commission statistics, girls outperform boys in school in terms of learning outcomes, and then women outnumber men in tertiary education, university level and beyond, which result women being more than 55% of all university graduates. Well then, where are all those women who have degrees? We do not see a lot of females occupying top management positions. This is because they have fewer chances to get the job. Women are 30% less likely to be called for the interview than men with the same characteristics. And even if they do get the job, it will not be as well paid, as according to European Union Commission, women are earning 16% less per hour than men. So while you can be already empowered, you still need feminism for the world to acknowledge it. Reason number 2. Women do not think that they can be feminists and family-oriented people at the same time. A month ago, I had a conversation with a girl who said that she wanted to get married and her husband to be the head of the family. Not very feministic. She was surprised when I said that it's fantastic and I really hope she meets a great guy and they have a nice life together. Because as feminists, we do not want to take a family life away, but rather make sure that women are safe in that life. Worldwide, 30% of women who have been in relationships have experienced sexual or physical abuse from their partners. And as many as 38% of all murders of women are committed by their intimate partners. So there is something to worry about. I often think of a feminism as a very safe bubble, because a woman can say that she does not need it. But if at any point of her life she needs help or assistance, we will be there for her without judging for the previous behavior, because we live in the patriarchal society where it is easier for a woman to go through life by fitting into the standard definition of femininity. But if there is the right time to stop fitting into any standards, it is now. Let's redefine the word feminine. It's not about being silent and obedient anymore. Being feminine is about being strong and courageous, sensitive and assertive. Being feminine is how you define it. Reason number 3. Women think that they can be more successful in life if they fit into the patriarchal system. And I would agree with this. So why engage into the fight that might not even concern you for now? Because there might come a time when this violence happens to you. And you can tell yourself that this happens to other girls. Those who cannot stand up for themselves, don't know how to act and what to do, and you are different. And you start thinking that you are protected. You are not on that level anymore where somebody can just easily disregard you. And this is the biggest lie you can tell yourself. Because whilst, fortunately, you might not be a victim of gender-based violence, daily sexism is something that happens to all of us. It's such an integral part of our lives that we learn not to pay attention to this. But if we ignore those small things, they will eventually develop into something bigger. A couple of months ago, I got into the upsetting situation. I had a disagreement with a man at my work, and instead of having a calm, respectful conversation, he started shouting, screaming that I'm just a girl who knows nothing, and how dare I disagree with him. He got so angry that he pushed me. And there I was, a person who has been working with gender-based violence for years, a person who stands up for other women on a daily basis, just staying quietly, not knowing what to say in response. Because such things catch you out of nowhere. They belittle you and really make you feel just like a girl who knows nothing about this world. You can be aware on all possible information on gender-based discrimination, but there is still no guarantee that this will never happen to you. There are people out there who will want to hurt you just because they see you as a girl who can't fight back. They can be strangers, colleagues, or the closest people you see as family, and you will never know beforehand, because it's never about you or your behavior, but about how comfortable men in our society feel to treat any woman in an appropriate way. Reason number 4. Women do not trust other women enough to be engaged in the same movement. As girls, we are taught not to trust other girls. We learn that there is no such thing as female friendship, and all women are in some kind of competition with each other. So we grow up with a strong desire not to be identified with other women, especially with feminists that our society sees as the crazy ones. And I understand that it is easier to believe that feminists are just making a fuss out of nothing. But let me tell you something. Those crazy feminists are the ones who got you everything you have today. A right to vote, get education, buy property, be in charge of your own body, a right to be an independent person with your own thoughts and desires. So please do not turn your backs on each other. You can have different worldviews, opinions, and may not even like each other as individuals, but as women, you have gone through so much similar experiences that you just can't keep yourself away from others. Don't turn your backs on each other, but rather stay shoulder to shoulder as a strong unit who will not tolerate discrimination against any other woman. Because as Audre Lorde said, I cannot be free while any other woman isn't free, even when her shackles are very different from my own. So whenever you say that you do not need feminism, you are bidding against yourself, which will eventually lead to your loss. And this is why it is so important to start calling yourself a feminist. Let's picture our society as a boat, a patriarchal, sinking boat. And you can pretend that it doesn't concern you, that your part of the boat is fine. Or you can join feminists who are trying to fix this boat for everybody. Keeping us apart gives a huge advantage to patriarchy, and it is when we realize that a discrimination against one woman is actually discrimination against all of us, we will be able to fight back and get what feminists of all ways really wanted: a true and complete equality in all spheres of life. Today I'm here to say that I am a feminist, and I stand by every woman in this world. I hear your stories, I see your effort, and I know that you are doing the best you can. I stand by you, and I hope that you stand by me. Thank you.